Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. Today, I am going to be showing you my exact full detailed plan for how I plan to make millions of gold in MOP. I'm going to start with the goal of making 1 million, and then we will go and see just how far this little experiment takes us. But this is my entire detailed plan from start to finish, all the way through, and how I plan to get it all sorted. So primarily it is going to be through tailoring. You could also do Inscription, but Inscription's way more gambling. Tailoring's pretty much guaranteed. It just takes a lot of reputation work and daily grinding. However, I have all of these classes. Today we will actually finish getting every single class to 85, which will be really awesome. We set out with that goal once Joy's Journeys almost a month ago, and we are 2 levels away, which we'll finish later on stream at twitch.tv/casualgaming. I've been live every day grinding out, so stop by, check it out, and we'll get to it. But then my shaman is going to be a panda, which we can't do until July 1st, and then I plan on maining a monk, which this is just the placeholder for the monk. I'll use the sod boost on July 1st for the monk when we get that. However, what I plan on doing is my druid is my gatherer, so he's herbing and mining. I'll do that for the first couple weeks. That is a great way to make a lot of gold during that time. But every single character you see here is a tailor, and what they need to get is 550 tailoring to make Imperial Silk. And for me, all of these guys, most of these characters have another profession just for videos. Like he's an enchanter, this is a jewel crafter, alchemist, engineer, leather worker, blacksmith. But these guys are all going to be tailoring Inscription. So these bottom 4 will be that, and we will use those characters to make Dark Moon cards for some Gamba, and then the tailoring for the Imperial Silk. Now I'm going to switch it over to the beta to explain this better. I just want to show you my plan, my old army, and what we're doing. So I'll see you on the beta. So I am here in Orgrimmar at the tailoring trainer, and we are going to take tailoring and scroll down. You need 550 to make Imperial Silk, and as this says, this delicate cloth can only be created once a day. In the process, you may discover a recipe that you have yet to learn. So a lot of tailoring recipes. So the PvP gear, the crafted PvP gear for a warlock, mage, priest, all of that is discoverable through this method. And so what's important to note is that the Imperial Silk is bind on pickup. So each character, like you're not going to be selling your silk like you've sold with so many other cloths, but each character can get a ton of recipes, unique things that we could use the silk for during leveling or whatnot. There's a lot of options here that can sell for some really good gold. And then there's also, taking this a step further, there's also this recipe called Song of Harmony. So this uses 3 Spirits of Harmony and 5 bolts of wind wool cloth. And so this is a special method of creating Imperial Silk, can be performed as often as the tailor likes, as long as they have the necessary materials. While Spirits of Harmony are a pain to get. However, there is one awesome way to get Spirits of Harmony every single day, and that is through your farm with the tillers, and you can grow Spirits of Harmony if you are exalted with the tiller's reputation and farm. So I will definitely go into more details and show you how that works, probably in another video. But if you get exalted, you plant seeds. It's very, they explain it when you're leveling and you go there, so you'll learn the farming process and everything. If you've never done it before, it's like almost a key feature of Mists of Pandaria. So it's very intuitive. You'll definitely learn that as you go. So it's very important that you can do that if you really want to make it. Now you might ask, what are we using all this Imperial Silk for? Well, there is the big grand old recipe called Royal Satchel, and in MOP Classic, with all the changes to reputation, this is far more obtainable than it ever was before. This would be like, you'd actually be crazy to attempt this grind in order to do that, but we will talk about that in a moment. I want to show you the Inscription process and where we can make some gold with that. If I was truly going for min-max behavior, I would drop every profession for Inscription, because Inscription allows you to make the really OP stuff. So this is Dark Moon Card of the Mist. These trinkets are really, really good in the first phase. Like, I'm talking, you might see them sell for like 1 to 200, even 300k, depending on the ones that you get. However, they take a scroll of wisdom. So essentially, you can make 1 Dark Moon card per day per character, because you need them to get to 525 to make this scroll of wisdom that you see here. And it says, meditate on your experiences from the day to create a scroll of wisdom. You may discover glyphs that you have not yet learned, so you can get lucky with glyphs. But the point is you can start making your scrolls of wisdom the moment you log into Mists of Pandaria, and then you can make these Dark Moon cards of the Mists. And if you complete a deck, you make the trinket, and you get it week 1, you can make a ton of gold. So what's super important to note is that these recipes and items that you're making are daily cooldowns that you need to be doing every day to make the most profit. While the items themselves are bind on pickup, the things they make are BOE and incredibly valuable, and a lot of it is RNG. You can get really OP glyphs that can make you a ton of gold off the rip. Same with tailoring. You get some really awesome patterns, and it says you may, which means you have a chance to not learn anything at all. So that is very, very important for you guys to be aware of and know. So now I'm going to switch it over to my character at the throne, or at the Shrine of Two Moons, and show you the exact gold making strategy. So if we look here at the August Celestials, what makes this really, really possible is this thing right here, the grand combination of the August Celestials. So in original MOP, you had to get the Golden Lotus reputation beforehand. You had to get that to revered on the character that you wanted to do the Shadowpan and August Celestials with to even earn rep. So that has been removed, and you can just do August Celestials and Shadowpan the moment you hit level 90. And so with that key feature, you can also get the grand combination of the August Celestials, which increases your rep by 100% for every character as well. So the entire process is built on the best in slot maximum bags that you are going to see here. The Royal Satchel, which obviously takes 600 tailoring, and it takes the August Celestials to get to Exalted to make these 28 slot bags. It takes 12 Imperial Silk. So you can either make a bag every 12 days and sell it for thousands of gold, or you can wait and take the time, and if you also pair these characters by doing your August Celestial dailies as well as doing Tiller dailies, you will be able to get Tillers to Exalted, and you will be able to farm your Spirits of Harmony in order to then make even more. So like I said, this plan is a ton of work. It is a ton of front-loaded stuff, and you can passively, if you even did this with one character, you would passively be making a ton of gold. If you have an alt, if you have that, MOP is very, very, very alt friendly, so it's looking really good with all the system changes they have done. And I would highly recommend, if you have a character just in there, it could pay for all of your rating, all of your consumes, and even pay for your entire WoW for a very long time if you set this up properly. Not to mention all the gold that you're going to be making from doing August Celestials and Tillers dailies on all of your characters. So it's just something that you can do, some grind you can do to get things going, and you can make a ton of gold. So I wanted to lay out my entire plan. We'll be streaming a lot of doing that live on Twitch, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, so you can see if the craziness comes to fruition, if we make a ton of profit, if we're making a lot of gold with that. But anyway, guys, I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, anything you'd like to add, anything you want to inquire about, definitely drop it down below, and I will do my best to answer. But until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.